Senior Living on Location is produced by Senior Living Media, celebrating seniors in our community.
As retirement bounces into the picture and becomes a reality, many people worry about what will really happen to them. Will they be bored to death? Men, for instance, used to die of retirement boredom as soon as they won their freedom from their jobs. It was also accepted that your mind, especially your memory, becomes worse as you got older. 59-year-old Doug Alderson is a prime example that you don't have to sit around and memorize the phone book to improve your mind. Alderson is part of a new and growing generation of retirees who are actively pursuing new careers and adventures. In 2007, Alderson had just retired from his 33-year teaching career, but during his vocation he was involved in activities that made him happy.
So I'd be teaching all day long at Parkland Secondary, teaching math and computer science and those sorts of things. And then evenings and weekends I was teaching kayaking and writing and doing those things.
Actively pursuing his adventures in sea kayaking and writing, Alderson has now written 4 books on the subject, ranging in topic from the best locations on Vancouver Island to kayak, a guidebook, to developing efficient paddling skills and safety and rescue. And fate certainly has a way of leading someone to their destiny.
Trained as a high school shop teacher, I'd be reading a popular magazine called Sea Kayaker magazine out of Seattle. And somebody was suggesting that we keep track of notes on a paper notebook. And I thought, well, that's not a very good idea because, of course, everything on a kayak is wet. And I was a scuba instructor as well, and so I thought, well, I will use my scuba instructor slate. We use those underwater. And so I wrote the magazine a note and said, well, here's something else to use for the good idea of keeping weather notes. Why don't we suggest that people use a scuba diver slate? They can keep it on their deck, write with a pencil, and it's completely waterproof. Well, they liked it. They published the paragraph. My background as a shop teacher let me draw a picture and draft up the size and shape of it, that sort of thing. And they sent me a $75 check. So I thought, there you go. And so, it was once every 3 or 4 months I would find something else to suggest, a little project, how to make a container for your radio out of a sewer pipe, or how to build your own paddles. And then publisher McGraw-Hill, New York, was actually looking for somebody to write a book on tips and tricks, and why didn't I think of that kind of ideas? And they were looking for an author, and they contacted the magazine contacted me, and that was the thin edge of the wedge into the writing side of my life.
Today he's not only writing, he's added yet another interest to his list of loves.
Now working full-time, a project coordinator for the auxiliary, managing a national grant to create online learning resources. So just sort of out of the blue, all of a sudden, they say when you retire you have no time at all, and that's sort of what it's turned out to be.
He's the perfect example of a senior who, upon retirement, decided to pursue his passion, sea kayaking, which has evolved into a second wind and career for him. He's also actively involved in instructing workshops and organizing sea kayaking events. His passion for writing is still going strong as well.
The latest book, I'm quite pleased with this one, Sea Kayak Strokes. And one of the things is all their friends of mine are all the pictures. In Savvy Paddler it says, thank you for everybody in the Victoria Canoe and Kayak Club. They've undergone many broken pieces of fiberglass and water up the nose, and never once did they complain. But I had to pay my son $100 to be a model when I was teaching him to roll. Because I wanted a non-expert. But typical as a 13-year-old, he just did it right away. And can I go now? And for adults, it takes a little longer. Easy to do, but hard to learn, that's all.
Despite Doug's active, busy, and adventure-filled life, he still finds time for kayaking each week and loves to share his knowledge about this activity. He says kayaking is something that's easy to learn, and you only need a modest amount of boating skills, and everyone can have fun doing it. It does, however, require the same degree of strength used in hiking or walking. More and more retirees are finding that kayaking is a great exercise. It's not overly strenuous, yet it provides fresh air and unique experiences. You can fish, take pictures, or simply paddle around and enjoy the scenery. The basic skills can be learned in a day or so. Just research for a kayaking club near you. It's a fun, social activity, or it can be pursued solo. No matter what your fitness goals are, you're going to tone up almost every muscle in your body. A Weight Watcher's dream, you might say.